Hello and welcome everyone back to another video. My name is not DJ Khaled anymore, as I've rebranded my channel name to be Khaled on Crypto. So I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I do believe this was a necessary next step for my channel, as I'm taking it more seriously day by day, scaling it up for 2025 and beyond, potentially more exposure. When I first created my channel 4 years ago, I didn't really put much thought into it. I added the prefix DJ because I just thought it was funny. But here we are today. I'm taking my channel very seriously. I even think this is part of my purpose. I feel like God put this in line in my path, including PulseChain. I think I'm very lucky to be within PulseChain. I think it's kind of meant to be as well. I'm very blessed and grateful to God and to you guys. So I'm going to say a big thank you to you guys, because if I don't thank the people, it's as if I'm not thanking God. So thank you for all the supporters, guys, for all the long-time viewers. Even if you've never commented before, never liked before, you're just watching there. Thank you for allowing me to, document my journey within PulseChain. I've learned so much from the people that I've met in this community. I gain so much pleasure from, helping people on board, getting on those Zoom calls, answering people's emails, DMs, making these videos, demystifying the world of crypto, educational videos. I really do believe sharing the knowledge is equal to knowledge squared. So it's a win-win for everyone. I don't need to gatekeep information. I think, there's enough money in this world for all of us to win, really, in an honest way as well. So, I'm very happy to be in PulseChain, guys. That's all I'm trying to say. We're going to have a banger video as well. Okay. This is the video is going to be, I think the title is going to be, here's how, or I think PulseChain will change your life, or PulseChain could change your life. PulseChain have already changed my life. So we're going to go through just generally the latest, news about PulseChain, the richer hardcore tokens. What is my price prediction, my latest price predictions. And at the same time, we're going to be quickly thanking the YouTube members, the supporters, and we're going to be answering one of the comments that was left in my previous videos, talking about, is the bull run going to end in the first wave of 2025? We're going to get to that in a second, but quickly, a big thank you to the new members, to all my YouTube members that are choosing to support my small channel. A quick reminder that I've uploaded 2 members exclusive videos that goes into detail. So we're going to see a small snippet right now in a second answering this gentleman's comment. But I have done 2 videos talking about my, bull run strategy and my exit strategy as well. I'll probably make a 3rd part in the near future talking about my, just DCA strategy in the bear market. So around 2027 basically, or 2026, end of 2026 roughly. But that's for another topic. What we're going to do before we jump and read this comment, and I'll address it for what I think, just a quick highlight comment here. I'm loading up every day, all year round. I'm not stopping, no breaks, and I'm just hodling alpha tokens of Pulse native coins, meme coins, and then alts. Guys, this is someone who's going to make it great. Good on you, man, because honestly, as CZ said, if you don't know how to hold, you're not going to make it, guys. Okay, you're not going to make it swing trading and day trading or leverage trading. You're going to wreck yourself. Don't ever short. The simplest form is doing nothing for long periods of time. Okay, so there's that. But let us read this comment, and I'm going to answer you guys why I think he's incorrect. Okay, now at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna show you what I've done. Like, this is basically 1,000+ hours of research about the market dynamics in the previous year that I've been doing passively. I'm gonna show you guys, this is what I think. I'm not gonna say it's the correct way or my TA is correct, because at the end of the day, guys, I don't care about being right or making others look wrong. I actually just care about making money. Okay, I actually just care about making money. I just want you guys to win with me. Quick reminder as well, go join my Telegram. Link in the description. Ask me questions. We share a lot of projects there. People ask questions that I might forget to mention in these videos. So that's one way you can get to me as well. I'm like 10-20 times there a day. So going back to it, let's put this chart here, because it's actually a very beautiful looking chart when you compare Hex from September compared to all the others. Yeah, Hex is doing amazing. P-Hex, guys, is gonna repeat history of E-Hex. It's gonna be in the top 10 CMC easily. Matter of fact, actually, quick fun fact here. If you go to PulseCoin list and you go to stats, tokens, rankings of all crypto, because obviously CMC right now is kind of there's an ongoing lawsuit, guys. CMC owned by Binance. Yeah, it's been de-ranking PulseChain products. Go look it up. Go look up PulseChain. It's like ranked at 2000 something, when that's absolutely incorrect. When you look at other things like the, Coin Gecko Terminal, it's like top 5 in terms of TVL of all chains. It doesn't make any sense. And then here, look, in the top coin rankings, you scroll down, PHEX is actually number 13, but PHEX on CoinMarketCap is like, what is it? Look, PulseChain. PHEX is like number 3000, bro. Like, it's absolutely disrespectful what CoinMarketCap is doing, and this is why there's an ongoing lawsuit, guys. At the end of the day, this is another lesson of don't ever centralize or just limit yourself to one source of data, or one data source, basically, right? Especially CoinMarketCap is centralized. They can choose whatever coins they want to up rank or d rank, so there's that. And imagine here, XRP, guys, a lot of people saying, oh my god, this is gonna flip Ethereum. It's so crazy, guys. Never ever use TikTok as your financial advisor. well hold on, I'm not even a financial advisor myself, but I'm just saying, just never use TikTok, guys. Never use TikTok for because that's like peak retail investor territory. People who are looking at stuff like this, and they're speaking as if they're experts. But anyways, XRP, I just want to show you a quick fun fact. Market cap is at 142 billion. Do you understand, when you look into the XRP ledger, basically their blockchain, their 24-hour volume is 17 million, guys. When you compare it to PulseChain, which is a 1 billion market cap chain, we have more than double of their blockchain. They're 150x more market cap, higher market cap than us. So think about how much upside we have. Think about how much gatekeeping these centralized exchanges are having, or even these other the content creators, guys, that are not speaking about us. I'm telling you, they're ignoring us. They know about us. They're ignoring us. Okay? The next step is they're probably going to laugh at us. And then they're going to see. And then they're going to foam it back in and be like, oh my God. Because, guys, most of these content creators, they want to just want to get paid to talk about the stuff they are talking about. So keep that in mind. Be careful. Don't just watch one content creator, for sure. So here's an example as well with, where was it? Yeah, Crypto in a second. And this actually relates to the comment that I'm going to be addressing before we jump into the richer hardcore tokens and my price predictions. So, watch the whole video through. Don't worry, you will learn a lot about the richer hardcore tokens and why you should not underestimate them within PulseChain. They're the blue chips of PulseChain, guys. Okay, imagine being this early into Ethereum when it started off as a pre-sale. This is why I tell people it is better to be 3 years early on a project than 3 months late. Imagine the prices of PulseChain in 3 months from now. It's going to be too late, guys. It is going to be too late. And I'm telling you, when you look at stuff like, the bubbles and just generally the crypto market is more going sideways. PulseChain, obviously, because it's an altcoin, so it's an amplified effect of whatever the two main giants are doing. So if Ethereum goes down by 0.5%, obviously PulseChain and all the other altcoins is going to get a heavier hit. It's an amplified effect, right? Because we're leverages, altcoins. That's what we are. Don't be too worried. And I've been telling you this to people. We're in December. It's a holiday month. People are not really going to be thinking about investing. So don't expect as high of volume. Don't expect all-time highs to be broken. This is your chance. You have to look at this as a glass half full way. Opportunistic, optimistic, guys. When prices are down, guess what? Your buying power goes up. So there's that. But going back to addressing, there we go. Going back to addressing that comment. Don't worry, I did not forget about it. Which is this one. Okay, this was a comment that was left. It kind of shows how much of an amateur you are, because you said, imagine we're in the middle of the bull market. Hate to cut it to you, but we are at the end of the bull market. We already had 2+ years of the bull market action. Okay, we are now in the last phase of blow off top around March to May. So again, he has basically this mindset of we're gonna end on one peak, so one altcoin season peak as well, which means bear market begins at Q2 of 2025. Okay, guys. All right. Okay. So you need to understand, at least learn market flow, because this seems something that you haven't learned much about. Okay. Top will be between 170 to 241k Bitcoin, according to my research, which, you know what, that one is something I would actually agree with, because using my research as well, okay, going back to the Bitcoin USD, using Fibonacci retracement, you can see kind of previous patterns, and including diminishing returns. I do have obviously we've already broken the first milestone, which is 100k Bitcoin. Again, this is super easy, walk in the park, really. The second milestone is around 160k Bitcoin, and then the third, which is really aspirational, is around the 220k price Bitcoin. So anywhere between that range, if Bitcoin is between that range, definitely, guys, you should be taking profits slowly, either per week or per 2 weeks, per fortnight, basically. Slowly turning your altcoins into stable coins, or into stable coins, basically, right? That's how you want to realize your profits there. But in terms of, okay, we're gonna get to what he's talking about. First of all, my friend, I'm gonna assume you are, for the reason that he's saying the bull one started in November, or was it November? It was sometime. Yeah, it was November 2022. I mean, let's first finish off what he has to say. Yes, the USA and other countries will buy soon. First of all, fun fact that the US is already the top country owning Bitcoin. They own around 215,000 Bitcoin. So yeah, they already have Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean that you're looking at a multi-year bull market from here. Matter of fact, people are actually calling this a super cycle, because the last super cycle that we had in 2017 was the same year that Donald Trump won the election, and now we have a even more pro-crypto Donald Trump. So imagine the effect behind that. And as well, Gary Gensler is not going to be the chairman of the of SEC, so no more stifling there. So and there's a lot of things, like you have Elon Musk running the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. USA is broke. Actually, a ton of countries are broke. The Vatican announced it's in the brink of bankruptcy a few days ago. The richest country in the world is bankrupt. Imagine that. And the financial recession and collapse is completely inevitable, which also will happen in 2025. Most likely span until 2028. So effectively, you're saying till the next Bitcoin halving. But I'm going to tell you in a second why I don't think it is to do with the Bitcoin halving, and why the bull market doesn't start because of, where was it again? So yeah, here he said we've already been in the bull market for 2+ years. So, and here's saying it's going to span until likely 2028. And this is where I want to tell you, a lot of people have this misconception, thinking that the Bitcoin halving is what dictates if we're in a bull or a bear market. Which, by the way, on that note as well, I think we're always going to have a bull and bear market. It's going to be it's always been a cyclical nature. It's kind of like a sine wave, which we're going to get to that in a second. It's a pendulum swing. It's never going to go anywhere. So what do I mean by misconception that Bitcoin halving is what starts and dictates the bull one? You will see in a second. What I mean by that is actually the global liquidity cycle, ladies and gentlemen, is what dictates if we are in a bull one or a bear market. I think it's just by coincidence that the Bitcoin halving is kind of aligned and synced up with it. And as you can see here with the global liquidity cycle, it is basically a sine wave with roughly 4 years between each peak and between each trough, basically. And you can see right now we are in 2024, again on track to reach the peak, which is around being just before end of 2026. This aligns perfectly with what I've been saying. Okay, so what is the global liquidity? Great question you've asked. Here it is. Liquidity is plainly important. We monitor global liquidity because, for the most part, outside of crisis, natural sources of liquidity are fungible, i.e. they flow. We cover 80 economies. Global liquidity is a US $100 trillion funding pool that we measure through taking sources of funds from assets side of the private sector balance sheet. It comprises the short-term liabilities of credit providers such as banks and shadow banks. It also include cash flow households and corporations, because we're interested in flows through asset markets, this funding-based definition of liquidity focuses on the financial sector. As such, it largely begins where traditional money supply measures like M1 end. And I just want to also, this is the second part of an article I want to, because it seems like you're probably a Bitcoin maxi by the way I think of it. And by the way, I always praise Bitcoin as in it's never going to go anywhere. It's always going to be number one. We don't want it to not be number one. It's basically the sun of a solar ecosystem. If, for example, Ethereum topples Bitcoin in dominance, it's going to like not be it's going to be a chaos at that point, guys. It's like the balance of the whole solar system plus are going to go everywhere. It's going to be a disaster. So we need Bitcoin to stay number one. I myself, as a plan in the bear market, I'm going to be holding a combination of stablecoins and Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin is a store of value. It's very great at that. It is, in my opinion as well, better than holding actual gold, having a pet rock when you can have an anti-inflationary asset, guys. You know what I mean? Instead of, obviously, because, with Bitcoin, you own it as well. Unless you're going to own physical gold in your house, you might as well hold Bitcoin. There's obviously other reasons as well, because I think, with the gold industry, I think they're spending more mining gold than actually it's being consumed. So, there's that as well. But why is global liquidity important for Bitcoin? I think this is really important, guys. I understand we're going to be talking about PulseChain in a second, but this is very important. And by the way, I spoke about this in my members exclusive video. This is just a snippet of what I talk about. More money in the global system can encourage spending on perceived risk assets. So again, guys, this is why global liquidity cycle is very, very important. It shows the influx of money. It shows that, hey, more people are taking on risks. More people are taking on debts. More people are incentivized to borrow more money. So hold on, look at this. The times that we're going up, guys. Okay, when this chart goes up, it means that a lot of people are going to be spending money, etc., and that aligns perfectly within 2025, end of 2025 and beginning of 2026. I'm also going to show you guys how I'm going to use TA to find out when using pattern recognition or pattern analysis to find the end of this bull run as well, to answer our dear gentleman here as well. So yeah, going back to it, right? It is therefore extremely valuable for strategic investors to monitor changes in the global liquidity over time in relation to Bitcoin price. Historically, Bitcoin bull runs have coincided with the rapid expansion of global liquidity. Bam! Some people view Bitcoin as a potential alternative to the existing central banking system. Of course, this is because Bitcoin has a predetermined monetary schedule. Absolutely. This is, and again, guys, with the Bitcoin halving, okay, which, by the way, we're going to talk about INC token on PulseChain and why it's a more aggressive model of Bitcoin. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. This is why I call INC liquid gold. You have Bitcoin, which is gold. INC is liquid gold because it is very hot. It is more aggressive. It's vibrating. It's like, I am getting, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, we're going to talk about it in a second. All I'm trying to say, INC has a realized yearly halving effect. Anyways, watch the whole video to understand. We'll get to that point. This is because Bitcoin has a predetermined monetary schedule. This is another reason people choose to monitor the price of Bitcoin alongside fluctuating global liquidity. So there's that, guys. There's that. Going back to it. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to do our first exercise here, which the first one is, I just want to show you guys the altcoin crypto total. The others crypto market cap. Others is basically every coin outside of the top 10 CMC, excluding stable coins, and this is the crypto market. And again, the vertical white lines are showing the Bitcoin halvings. Okay, and this is very important to look into pattern recognition. You can easily see, guys, we look at from the Bitcoin halving to the first peak of the altcoin in the altcoins, it is around 350 days. You compare that to the next bull run. From the Bitcoin halving to the first peak, ladies and gentlemen, again, another 350 days. And right now, I was predicting, and I am still predicting 350 days from the Bitcoin halving, which gives us exactly on beginning of Q2. That's exactly where this gentleman is telling us that the bear market will begin. Okay, totally disagree with you there, sir. Because again, just look at the previous chart. Guys, just look at the chart. Understand the previous. That's the next best thing. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So the next best thing is to just understand the behavior of it. Every single bull run that we had, there were two peaks. Now, in terms of which peak will be higher than the other, I left my answer in the members exclusive video. But you can see here, one peak, and there's a gap between those two peaks, around 210 days, the second peak. And then, okay, that's where it starts going down, and that's where we enter the bear market. Same thing here. In the 2016 a bull run where Ethereum, launched, and Uniswap, that was basically DeFi 1.0. And you have peak 1, peak 2. What's the gap between those two peaks? Ladies and gentlemen, it was 210 days. It is scary how close how exact these numbers are. So now, using patterns, we know that's 350 days from the Bitcoin halving to reach the first peak. We know that's a 210-day gap between the first and the second peak. And then now I'm using Fibonacci retracements to find, and again, I also account in the diminishing returns using the difference. So in that 2016 bull run, it was 360x from all-time low to all-time high, and then 2020 bull run, it was a 72x. And again, using the ratios, I'm predicting around a 14x from all-time low to all-time high, which gives us in this box. So basically, I'm predicting around 1 trillion for the others crypto market cap, and two peaks, one in beginning of Q2 and another one in beginning of Q3. Okay, no bull run in sight yet, guys. And actually, there's also another high factor chance that we're going to be in a super cycle, extending this bull run even further. But of course, I'm not going to treat it as if it's a super cycle. I'm going to treat it as if it's a same bull run, just like the previous ones. Okay, so there's that, guys. I think this guy, gentleman here, he reads a lot of people like Crypto, high influencers that probably have a need to make these outrageous, very different, wild, opinions so they can grab people's attentions. Okay, guys, you've seen it a lot where people, make videos and they go like, oh my God, the end is near. Oh, you know what I mean? Like in Bitcoin. And it's like, okay, that's your way of getting views. Fair enough. But now you have people like these who are commenting on my videos and he genuinely thinks that I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? It's not like I just disagree with you, sir. He actually thinks I'm an amateur. Okay? Which, it's fine with me, but I genuinely care about him. This is why I'm actually, would have gone in my members exclusive video, but I just need him to understand this, my friend. Don't look into these, unfortunately, guys, this is a very clear statistic here. The higher the count or the ranking of an crypto influencer, the less serious you should take him, because now he's doing videos just for views, right? So keep that in mind. Big shout out to your friend Sami, by the way. He gives a lot of gems. He even talks about those influencers that are, you don't want to listen to them, really, guys. You don't want to listen to them unless they're just for entertainment purposes, which, by the way, my videos are for entertainment purposes. Anyways, going back to it. Okay, we're gonna, this is just one that should be more than enough to answer our friend here. Two peaks, we know from when to when. Okay, there's already a lot of valuable information here. The second exercise that we're gonna do here, how can we find this is the Bitcoin chart. It doesn't make any sense. It's just lines. It's just data. It's just random numbers plotted here and there. How can we extrapolate more data from this? Number one, what you want to do, turn this into a 1 month candle. Number two, put in the super trend candle. Let me double check my mic is working. Thank God. Yep. Super trend. Enable that. Okay, let's enable one, not two. And then reset the charts. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, look at that. My God, that is so beautiful. We're going to plot the Bitcoin halvings. What was a recent Bitcoin halving? 2024, April. Where was that? Right here. Okay. We put a vertical line. The second one was 2020, May 2020. We put one right here. Bam. All right. Then the one before, it was 2016, July, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. 2016. July. Okay, guys, you're going to love this part. Again, this is pattern recognition. Okay, this is basically the next best thing to not having a crystal ball to predict the future. And I did hear from your comment, that you have that, black swan event. You think that's inevitable, with the recession. But I think, guys, even with the global liquidity, after every peak there is a sharp fall, and that is the correction. That is, I wouldn't call it a recession, but there is the major correction. So I don't think we will be in a recession. I'm on the optimistic side of things, because, guys, look, in the previous bull run, 2020, we had literal COVID going around, and the bull run still did its thing. Dogecoin still did its thing. Shiba Inu came and did like 1,000,000. Was it 1,000,000 percentage? Yeah, it did or I think even 1,000,000x, if I remember. I think it was 1,000,000%. Yeah, it changed people's lives. I even spoke with a Shiba Inu millionaire. It still did its thing, even though we had a world pandemic. So, hopefully this opens your mind, yeah, don't be pessimistic. Just look at it in a glass half full instead of half empty. It's just a better mindset as well. Either way, it is a better mindset. But yeah, going back to it. So now we've plotted the vertical lines. What are we going to do now? We're going to do pattern recognition. We're going to use the price range, and we're just going to measure from the first. And this is why I love super trend, guys. So, and I'm going to talk about it in a second. What we're going to do, we're going to measure from the Bitcoin halving to the first, or until the super trend flips red. We're going to see how long that takes. Okay, so as you can see here, 608 days. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the 2016. We're going to measure that, and here it says 760 days. So we only have 2 datas. I mean, I'm not going to go one back, one behind. 2 sample datas. What I'm going to do, I'm basically going to bring up a calculator, and I'm going to get an average between those two numbers. What I'm going to do is 761 plus 608. Oh my. Calculator, please. Not now. Divided by 2. 684 days. Okay, so that means if I plot a 684, which is, yeah, roughly, we'll put it this, okay, 670. Obviously there's going to be plus or minus small error percentage, and this is an average of the two, so it's going to be somewhere between 608, 600, that whatever average it is. What does that give us? So until here, from here, until our simulated red flip on the super trend, right? Which again, I would say that is the beginning of the bear market, because that's obviously Bitcoin price falling down. Of course, Bitcoin price falls down, Ethereum follows suit, altcoins follow suit again, but even much harsher. Altcoins, guys, 99% of the altcoins will not survive till the next bull run, other than, I believe, PulseChain, because it is a unicorn for sure, guys. But you can see here, 671. Where does that fall? February 2026. And that is exactly when I think, or January, let's say, plus or minus a few percentages, by January 2026, I think that's where it really will officially be the beginning of the bear market. This is why it aligns as well, guys. All my analysis from left and right, from different charts, they all align. The global liquidity cycle, it all aligns. The Benner's cycle, go look it up. That's your homework. A poster made in 1872. If you're into numerology, I don't know. I'm just learning about numerology here and there. It literally shows the time to make, or the time of, great stocks are, priced high, years of making money. It falls and it peaks at 2026. Plus or minus maybe a year, or plus or minus a few months. Again, from that, it all aligns. Absolutely crazy. So there's that, guys. End of the bull run, or beginning of the bear market, right? That's where the last final sellers, or the last final buyers. That's it. We've exhausted the buyers. It's going to be around January or February 2026. There you go. Now the second, I would say as well, just a piece of advice, a really great, powerful indicator as well, is use the super trend on the weekly on the weekly chart. Reason being, because it also shows the peak, the two peaks in the previous bull run. Look at this. It was green, green, green. And then as soon as that super trend flipped, that's when you know, hold on, we've just hit the first peak of Bitcoin. Now, yes, it is a week, so you have to wait 1 week for you to confirm the local top, right? Until it flipped green here and it told you, hold on, we are touching the second peak. So again, using the weekly super trend is very, very, very powerful, guys. Look at this. It perfectly called the top again. You know, again, it does have a small delay for a few, I'd say, yeah, for 1 week basically. And it's very, very powerful here, guys. Look at this. Oof. It was very, very powerful here. As soon as it flipped, we haven't flipped green on the weekly super trend for like how many days was that? Yeah, a year plus, 371 days. We just flipped our first weekly, guys, our first weekly. And that was such a clear indicator for people to just start buying back. You know, it's so crazy. Weekly super trend is a very, very powerful, guys. Very, very powerful tool. The second thing here, Bitcoin dominance. Okay, again, I'm really telling you guys a lot of info here. Bitcoin dominance, we already touched we already peaked Bitcoin dominance. Like, can we at least agree on one thing, that we've already peaked at the Bitcoin dominance at 60K. Now we're creating that falling knife, which again, if we create a line of the Bitcoin of the altcoin season, we're gonna put the line there. You can, again, quick pattern recognition. You can see from here to the full all-time low fall is around 300 days, let's say, on this one. And then the same thing here is around, let's say, on this fall. Again, it's around that 300 something day, right? And then now if we do 300 days from that falling knife, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, again, it falls perfectly. Oh my God. It falls perfectly within Q4 of, or sorry, yeah, Q4? 2020. Yeah, within around Q3 or Q4 of 2025. So I'm telling you guys, this fall, where, you know, with Bitcoin dominance slowly falling down as more influx of money and as the rate of growth of the others, which is altcoins and, you know, not really Ethereum anymore, because of course Bitcoin moves first, then altcoin, and then it moves into, Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then it moves to the altcoins, and then that's where altcoins really start to pick up the pace of rate of growth compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not saying Bitcoin is going to fall down or Ethereum is going to fall down. It's just the rate of growth. This is why it's the transition there. It takes around 200 days, and then we actually spend our time doing the actual you can see here, for example, it's around, like, I don't know, 2 years, right? 2 years actually within the bull run, effectively. But you just keep that in mind, guys. All the signs showing us we have topped the Bitcoin dominance, and we're just starting the show, bro. We're just starting the show. Like, you telling me really in Q2 we're gonna be in a bear market, bro? Come on. That's why, guys, we're gonna have that first peak. It's gonna punish a lot of people because people are gonna cash out, right? And then when the second peak happens, a lot of people are gonna FOMO back in. They're gonna be like, oh my God, oh, this cycle is different. It's going to be a super cycle. Oh my God, Bitcoin hit 220K. The next stop is 500K. And then they're going to come back in the second cycle, paying more expensive prices than what they had, paying more expensive prices for the same bags that they were holding, but at a higher price. And then they're going to get punished because they think, oh, Bitcoin is actually going to go 500K this bull run, but it's not. And they're buying the top out of FOMO. And now they're punished. They get punished, guys. So be careful. Be careful. If you're going to choose to say that we're only going to have one wave and it's going to be in Q2 of 2025, you best believe in that. You best believe in that. Okay. But anyways, that's enough TA. All right, that's it. That is enough TA. Just in terms of like total crypto market cap as well, you can see that, if we reach 7 trillion crypto market cap by Q2 of 2025, that is obviously a top signal for you to absolutely slowly start turning your assets into altcoins, realize your gains. But you will see, guys, I think the second altcoin season is gonna shock people's faces. So that's what I'm keeping this in mind. Look, I even drew this white line months ago, and then look, it's actually tracing almost perfectly on it. It's tracing perfectly. So keep in mind, guys, look at this. It says April, basically end of March, beginning of April, roughly. And then here, the second peak, roughly November 2025. There's going to be a gap. There's going to be a correction. Same thing that we've seen in the previous years. There's going to be a gap. There's going to be a correction, right? Is the second peak going to be higher than the first one? Potentially more rewarding. I'm going to keep it there. We're going to move on. We are going to move on. A big shout out, guys, to the PulseChain community people. We are early. Guys, this is how it feels to be early on something. This is how it feels to be ahead of the curve. The 1%, the first 1%. People are still busy over on Solana. But just a quick update. We recently got the logos on PulseChain, on Dextream, which looks really cool. This is why, by the way, PulseChain I think is going to do really well. When you really think about it, all the names, all the super vibrant colors, it's a perfect way to attract those TikTokers. Green, the color of money. Everyone loves it. Incentive. Whoa, incentivized. I'm incentivized. Here, look at these colors. Hex, very bright. Pulse, heartbeat. Pulse, excited. You know what I mean? PulseX. Okay. So, this is what Sami usually say. And I don't want to say what he said. Is it the SEX? Okay, I'm going to stop there, man. Anyways, PulseX. Very bullish. This is what Uniswap wishes it could have been. It's so crazy. Uniswap could have been deflationary, but PulseX is doing that. We forked Uniswap and we made it better, guys. This is the power of PulseChain. Everything's this is the power of crypto. Actually, everything's open source, right? Anyone can fork Ethereum and make their own layer 1 or make their own layer 2. But you know what they can't fork is a community, guys. This is why I made this tweet here, and this one's deep. Richard Hart ran so that Hex can walk, so that PulseChain can stand, so that PDAI can sit, so that the holders can eat, so that the winners can sleep. Okay? But what I'm trying to say from this post is that we needed EHEX to exist so that PulseChain can come next. Fun fact, that Richard Hart, one of his motives to create PulseChain is because he really disliked the, what was it called? Was it the Merlin? I think it was Berlin or Merlin merge. This is a kind of a tune-up for Ethereum. It was a new kind of tune-up merge branch, right? Where it basically spiked up the price for S-load. So it's kind of like a S-load storage cost, which effectively made it just more expensive for hexagons to stake and end stake and stuff. And Richard Hart just didn't like that at all. So that's why he was very incentivized, right? And the Merlin/Berlin, I forgot which one. I'm going to say Berlin. The Berlin merge, this was when Ethereum was still proof of work, by the way. It's actually crazy. But yeah, this is why Richard Hart was thinking about. And this is why, I'm telling you, he was playing not only chess, he was playing 3, 4, 5. He's playing the DLC 6D chess as well. Thinking about, hold on, let me make my own stablecoin as well. I not only want to fork Ethereum, I also want to fork Uniswap and make it my native DEX. I also want to fork PDAI or make a fork DAI and make it my native crypto-backed stablecoin with no admin keys, by the way. So we're making it a step further more decentralized. Show me another chain where you can host your DEX on your machine locally. No middleman. You don't need to go pulsex.com. You host the code locally and you run it locally. From the code, from your laptop, straight to the blockchain. Yeah. Show me another dev, another founder that can deadlift 140 kg for 10 reps. There's a clip on it as well. Show me another dev founder that understands Bitcoin more than Richard Hart. Yeah, I think Richard Hart knows more Bitcoin about knows more about Bitcoin than Vitalik, guys. Yeah. And then people complaining about the OA origin addresses holding 90% of the supplies of EHEX when it first started, of right now PulseX, of Hex and Pulse. Guys, you understand, look what happened with EHEX. That allowed it to go 10,000x. You understand this, right? The same strategy as well. From the pre-sellers, Richard Hart longed Ethereum, and then he started rotating, doing buybacks into Hex. EHEX, again, when Ethereum topped. I think he's going to do the same strategy here in PulseChain, guys. Like, we know Richard Hart. I don't know why people call him a scammer. I honestly don't. It's so funny they call him a scammer when you have XRP, by the way, which everyone's praising, everyone's saying it's going to go $100. When they have monthly unlocks, 2 billion of XRP gets unlocked every single month of the year. And in 2024, they've been averaging selling around 40 to 60% of that, like actually selling it on people's heads. They've been wrapping up their sales compared to the previous years. Go look at. And what about Ethereum Foundation? You know, notorious for selling on people's heads. Yeah, and Vitalik might comment and say, oh, it's not me though, I don't personally sell. Yeah, bro, it's your Ethereum Foundation. What, you're funding them to what? Make an ETH OS? What kind of gimmick is that, bro? Come on. You know, can we at least vote for you if you can sell Ethereum Foundation? Guys, come on. Richard never dumped on anyone. The OA addresses never sold a penny. Matter of fact, there's records of Richard Hart buying back millions of Pulse and PulseX in the past year. So look at this, the sacrifice funds. Okay? So I'm telling you, we were in very early on PulseChain. We were lucky because PulseChain was launched in the middle of the bear market. We were again lucky because the SEC filed their lawsuit. It pushed prices further down 50%, giving us an opportunity for, you know, little fish to turn into, I don't know, dolphins and whales, because now we have even cheaper prices. Now we're in the middle of a bear market, giving us such a long time to accumulate. Here we are, guys. Here we are with front row seats still available. I'm telling you, December is going to test a lot of people. I think I really do think so. People might you know, start doubting PulseChain just for till the end of this month, and this is why I remind you, this is opportunistic. Look at this in an opportunistic way. What are the tokens that you believe in? Don't care about the price that it is right now. Do not care about the price that it is right now. Just believe in it. Yes or no. DCA. This is not financial advice. I mean, looking into right now the highest volume tokens on PulseChain right now. PHEX, bang. PulseX, we're gonna talk about that. INC, bang. Teddy Bear, one of the top one meme coin. INC again. Incognito, hold on, this is going to be in my top 10 now. Big shout out to Incognito. Atropa, you know, like big shout out to all of those, by the way. I've been holding those for such a long time. I've been DCing into those. I mean, even with actually PHEX, guys, I'm very new. I'd say like 6 months ago, I started going into EHEX and PHEX, you know. A year ago, I kid you not, I did not know the difference between EHEX and PHEX. I was like, wait, what? Why are the people talking about PHEX, EHEX? What are they talking about? You know, it's so crazy. A year ago, guys. This is why I've learned so much in the past year. So much. Here we are. Front row seats are still available. But I'm telling you, this is the last month, and that is it. Because I believe centralized exchanges, they're definitely keeping an eye on us. Okay. Now, I was going to read I'm going to read this final thing before I just go into the charts, give you guys my price predictions, and that is it. I'm going to end the video there because I'm aware it's a little bit longer. Why PDAI is bullish for Pulse, PulseX, Hex, and INC. Okay. Aside from Pulse, PulseX, Hex, and INC being exposed to the sacrifice funds, which I just spoke about, here's why it is more bullish. And the answer is PDAI, guys. Remember, Richard Hart is holding 12 billion of PDAI. Once PDAI reaches $1, Richard Hart can use that supply, which again, now if he's holding 12 billion, that means he has 12 billion of buying power. If he uses that to buy the Richard Hart core tokens, it's going to go parabolic. And then because he's buying the OA, because he's buying the Richard Hart core tokens, which is what originally backed PDAI, it will push the over collateralization percentage way higher. So it's going to secure the PDAI peg even more. And then Richard Hart can then mint further PDAI because now he's over collateralizing even more. That means he can mint out even more from the vault. And then he's going to use that PDAI to then buy back even more again. And this is called the Hyperloop. You know, this is the end game of PulseChain. Right? And then I said here today, PulseChain is around 35x to $1. Gains will stop when it reaches to that point. So the leverage of PDAI are the core tokens Pulse, PulseX, INC, and Hex. Thank you for reading. And yeah, the current OA holdings right now is around 133%. So very close to being able to collateralize it. But this is where I'm going to answer people's questions that I've seen. Someone saying, I heard that PDAI is going to pay this December. Guys, I don't think so. I'm going to be real with you guys. Okay, I don't think so. I think it will happen in the second peak of the altcoins. I think Richard Heart is going to keep us, increasing the price organically. Where we're doing our own shakeout so that we can really distribute the amount of tokens, get those whales to sell themselves out. And then he's probably going to do the rotation of the sacrifice funds, maybe peak one, but maybe actually the collateralizing of the OA isn't going to be in with the OA is going to be in peak two. I think PDAI will reach $1 in peak two of the altcoin season. That is me. I'm being real. Okay, I am being real, guys. Okay, but doesn't mean that by the time we were peak one, we were not going to be at 10 cents. I think by the time we're in peak one, Q2 of 2025, we could be at 10 cents easily, 10, 20 cents easily. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. So there's that as well, guys. I mean, just generally look at EHEX. We're actually less than 100x from all-time high with EHEX. It's so crazy. It's very crazy. From the all-time low to where we are is a 5-something x. So crazy. Look at this. When I was DCing back here, which I made a video on it. Look at how far away we were. It was a 500x to where we are. So crazy, guys. The power of DCing. It really is crazy. And then now you have here, which by the fun fact, you can buy hex on PulseChain. You can buy EHEX on PulseChain so that you save yourself the gas fees. So it is called the hex from Ethereum. And then you can see, there you go. It's that one. You can buy that. And then it's exactly the 1-to-1 price than Ethereum. So you can do that. So you can save yourself the gas fees, increases your profit margins as well. And then you have a WPLS. Okay, price prediction for this, guys. I'm going to keep it kind of real. I'll be very happy with 0.5 cent. Okay, I think it is very, very doable. 0.5 cent. There you go. And then you have PX $2. I think $2. How far are we away from $2? Good question. We are a 77x again. We're under 100x from that. It's crazy. $2 PX is going to be crazy. And then you have PulseX. Ooh, PulseX, man. When I go on PulseX, I recommend going on the WPLS chart because this is where it's really going to blow your mind. It is soon going to hit 1-to-1 parity with Pulse, and I think at some point it's going to hit 2-to-1 ratio with Pulse because of the deflationary nature of PulseX, guys. Look at this. And by the way, you might see all these like pumps that happened, but fun fact, we're still under sacrifice rate price for both Pulse and PulseX. So you looking at this, you're actually still very early, guys. If you're new to crypto, you're still very early. Look, 0.77% of the sacrifice rate. PulseX, you're half of the sacrifice rate price. This is what people sacrificed for, guys. We're half. And look, the pulse ratio, 1 to 1.58. I think at some point it's going to be 2-to-1, guys. It's going to be 2-to-1 at some point. How much did we burn of PulseX? 5.68% of the supply in 585 days of PulseChain being up 100% uptime. 55 million worth of PulseX has been burnt forever. For every transaction within the PulseX, within PulseX liquidities. That means, guys, the price basically gets bought and burnt without the need for anyone to actually interact with PulseX and buy and sell it. It's crazy. It's just from people trading stuff. So if someone traded token A for token B, part of that trading fees, part of that fee goes to burning PulseX. That's the crazy part. So, you know what I mean? Every single hour, PulseX becomes more scarce. Every single hour, your bag becomes more expensive to get. Slightly more expensive to get. So keep that in mind. Very bullish stuff. Then you have INC, guys, the liquid gold. Again, this is a really powerful chart right here. And it shows the supply, how it increased. It shows, this is the supply. And it shows the red line. This is the inflation, where it used to be. Because obviously when it started, it was very incredibly inflationary. And now we're going to keep slowly, I think it's every single day. Every single day it is, the rate of inflation is decreasing. And it's realized by the end of each year, it's effectively a inflation halvening. So yeah, do remember that means INC at some point it's going to plateau in supply. I forgot what number is that going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be around 120 million of PulseX that will that it will reach. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is why I'm telling you INC is basically a more aggressive model of Bitcoin. It is very bullish, and plus there's PulseX farms where you can earn 60% APR, 50% APR. Very, very bullish stuff. Okay, so yeah, there's that. And obviously you have PDAI, guys. We're at 2 cents. Very amazing. We're doing amazing from like the previous low here, where we did like a 10x in 20 days, or like in a month. Yeah, it's amazing. So we're having a small correction here, guys. Small correction, minus 40%. This is nothing. Look at the corrections that we had in the previous legs, minus 80%. So are we going to see minus 80? No, I don't think so. I think with every leg up, we're actually going to have smaller and smaller corrections, smaller corrections, and shorter period corrections as well. Same thing with WBTC. Big shout out to WBTC holders out there. What you can do as well is this beautiful looking chart here. What you want to do is look at this one. Yeah, you just going to scroll down to the website here. Look into Maxi, app.lookintomaxi.com. You can see PDAI is away from $1.48x's, PWT to $1.84x's. So there's that as well. But guys, listen, it is literally 2 a.m. At night. I need to go to sleep. I got work tomorrow. I am still working my 9 to 5 because obviously I am a software engineer day to day. I do have an interest in crypto, and hopefully one day I become full-time into crypto. But until then, obviously, I'm gonna believe in God, believe in the process, guys. Just believe in it. Whatever you believe, hold it till the finish line. That's how you win big. So yeah, that's why don't rush into any of the tokens that you're looking at. Make your thesis, write stuff down. What do you know about them? Why are they bullish? And then after you make up your mind, just desay into them and believe in them. Believe in them, whether the price goes up or down. Okay, so that is it, guys. That's why we're in crypto. At the end of the day, it is a instrument that allows for people to work smart rather than working hard. It is really and I believe 100 times better than the stock market. With the stock market, you're not going to achieve financial freedom. They literally call retail investors dumb money, guys. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. So anyways, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is why Pulsechain can change your life. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much. You can support me in multiple ways. You can buy me coffee. You can subscribe. You can become a YouTube member, or comment down below. It helps YouTube boost my videos in the YouTube algorithm. And take care. Bye.